All right, welcome to This Explainer. Today we're diving into a genuinely fascinating experiment. We're looking at what happens when you try to turn absolutely nothing into a profitable online hustle in just one single week. We're going to walk through a real world 7-day sprint that takes a bank balance from literal zero to actual tangible profit. So, if you've ever wondered what it really takes to build an income stream completely from scratch, you are in exactly the right place. Let's get into it. So, right off the bat, let's just address the elephant in the room. Do you actually need money to make money? It's this paralyzing myth, right? It stops so many people from even trying because they're absolutely convinced that without upfront starting capital, they're just locked out of the game. Well, the source material we're exploring today was born entirely out of a desire to directly challenge and test that exact assumption. To really put this to the test, we have to start with the highest stakes possible. $0. This sprint begins with absolutely no investment capital, no pre-existing audience to sell to, and an empty bank account allocated to the project. You literally couldn't buy an ad if you wanted to. No inventory either. It is the rawest, most stripped-down starting line for any aspiring entrepreneur. But then, and this is the crazy part, we hit $500. So the big question is, how do you make that massive leap? How do you go from a big round zero to $500 when you couldn't even spend a dime to market yourself? That's the exact mechanic we are going to unpack today. And here's the real kicker. This all happened in just 7 days. This wasn't some year-long slow burn grind. It was an incredibly tight, super fast-paced timeline. Giving yourself a strict 7-day window actually forces action, you know? It completely eliminates overthinking. So keep this insane time constraint in mind as we walk through this journey chronologically, because every single day literally had to count. Okay, so here's our roadmap for this 7-day sprint. We'll kick things off with a $0 challenge, move right into the first $10, look at building speed and momentum, check out scaling up fast, and finally wrap up with the 3 essential elements you can take away. All right, part 1, the $0 challenge, starting from absolutely nothing. When you're starting from scratch, you face the incredibly grueling reality of having 0 resources at your disposal. Look at how this kicked off. Day 1 resulted in total silence. 0 clients, no messages. The market doesn't even know you exist yet. And the creator experienced exactly that. It's super discouraging, but honestly, it's a completely normal part of the process. So, since buying ads was totally out of the question, what was the game plan? Well, the strategy was simple. Sell a service using free tools. In this specific sprint, the creator offered simple thumbnail design utilizing highly capable, completely free software. You're basically just trading a skill for capital, no overhead required. Moving on to part 2, the first $10, breaking the dry spell. Since day 1 was pretty much a complete flop, a pivotal shift had to happen on the second day. Instead of just throwing in the towel, the creator refined the offer. By introducing a better, catchier title and a much clearer description of the thumbnail service, they communicated the value way more effectively. And that minor adjustment, that was the exact catalyst that finally attracted the very first client. $10. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking. $10 is not paying anyone's rent anytime soon. But hear me out, because this $10 is absolutely monumental. It's the ultimate proof of concept. It proves that a complete stranger on the internet is willing to pull out their credit card and pay for a service created using free tools, all because the offer was presented well. It proves the system actually works. Okay, part 3, building speed and momentum. Time for operational efficiency. By the time we hit days 3 and 4, the focus drastically shifts. It's no longer just about desperately trying to land a single client. It's all about operational efficiency. The momentum here was built on 3 core habits: fast replies, quick delivery, and better quality. By triggering this amazing positive feedback loop with clients, these simple habits became the absolute engine for growth, pushing total revenue up to roughly $120 by the end of day 4. Part 4, scaling up fast, maximizing that revenue. So we're heading into the final 3 days, and the whole game plan flips. The strategy goes from grinding out single, low ticket sales to leveraging simple business mechanics. Day 5 is all about scaling up. Day 6 introduces bigger deals. And day 7 is the aggressive, all out final push. You literally have to change the rules of your own game if you want to hit that $500 mark. Here is exactly how that scaling went down. Step 1, on day 5, the price was just doubled. $10 becomes 20. Same exact work, double the money. And sure, some clients said no, but new clients still kept coming. Step 2, on day 6, instead of doing small single gigs, the creator started offering bundles, like 5 thumbnails for $50. That actually landed the biggest order of the sprint so far. And step 3, on day 7, the final day, it was all about aggressively messaging clients, sending out offers, and relentlessly closing deals to hit the finish line. When you look at the numbers, you really see the massive snowball effect these tactics create. You start with this tiny little $10 blip on day 2, and then operational momentum carries you to $120 by day 4. But it's those scaling decisions, doubling the price, bundling, and that aggressive outreach that create the massive spike to $500 by day 7. It's just a beautiful representation of working smarter, not just harder. Finally, part 5, the 3 essential elements, a repeatable framework. If we step back from the day-to-day timeline, there is a super clear, repeatable framework you can literally steal and apply to your own life today. It boils down to just 3 things. First, a skill, something of value you can do using free software. Second, a simple offer that clearly communicates what you do. And third, consistency, replying fast, delivering quality, and pushing through that initial silence. These are the only 3 ingredients actually required to start making money online. No ads, no massive investments, just these 3. But listen, there's a massive trap you need to avoid, and the source material hits the nail on the head here. Don't wait until you're ready. This is the single biggest beginner mistake out there. People wait. They convince themselves they need more gear, more funding, a fancier website. Waiting for the perfect moment is an absolute trap because, trust me, you will never actually feel 100% ready. The only way to succeed is to start small and to start today. Stop overthinking it. I'm going to leave you with this one final thought from the experiment, and it's so incredibly true. The first $100 is the hardest. Remember that initial $10 hurdle? Starting out and breaking through the noise takes the most unbelievable amount of effort. But once you break that initial barrier, once you prove the concept and build just a tiny bit of momentum, scaling up gets remarkably easier. So my question to you is, what simple skill can you package into an offer today to start making your hardest $100? Get out there and start your sprint.